Hey, chaos! Yeah, this is about chaos and destruction, and also about manifestation, public rising, and riots, and Molotov, baklavas, masks, and anonymous. um Questions that I've had and frustrations I see and a logic that I have found and that we try to express in Quebec when we manifest. Um, I see all these A.C.A.B, A.C.A.B, but they're talking about cops that they're bastards. Um, I would say that that was within, they could act like bastards because they're under the control of bastards. That doesn't make them bastards because they're there to serve and protect. But for sure, they have to protect what's standing and infrastructure too. And they're there for safety reasons. And I'm not quite convinced that police, yeah, a lot want to destroy the manifestation and are right wing because police are gifted honey from the state. They're well paid because they lick the state's ass and they reinforce fascism with the fascist laws and all that, and even start riots being disguised. There's been sightings of police dressed in riot starters. Um, but everything, nothing gets created, nothing gets lost. Everything transforms. So what you have to do is become their dad. You have to get above it. You got to get arriba, on top. And that's with psychic domination, with the mass. Um, there's this whole universe underground in the abyss, underwater. When they say underwater, underground, the underground is down here. It's hell. It's the well. It's the den. It's the moors. Uh, those were all punishment lands for the good night, like this, like the right here. So we're putting bad night on this now. And uh, what was I supposed to say? So yeah, it's so they also have to protect state property, and anarchism is in the mind. It's it's occupation of the mind. It's freedom or dictator. It's freedom and chaos. It's order and chaos. Chaos is everywhere. The forests, the stars, uh, plants grow chaotically. Fish are chaotically spread all over the sea. They don't all form groups. Even the group follows, but they're all kind of chaotic or wave-like. Chaos exists within order. Chaos is not destruction. Chaos has been made into something destructive, but chaos is what we have the most. If you look at the stars, it's all chaos. They're all spread all over. There's no logic or mathematics on how the stars spread. It's chaos. Chaos from within is when your energies uh, blend and mix. So what you have to do is, in a manifestation, you're supposed to fuck the police, not tell them to fuck off, because fuck has to be on. That's the revolution. It's fuck on. And they've been Nazis fucking punks off. Nazi fuck punks off. That's because there's a lot of space between Nazi punks fuck off. And it's a white patch. I think white patches are white supremacist instructions. That was telling them to stop wearing the swastika. And then they put Sid Vicious in a coffin with a swastika shirt, the red swastika shirt. They were killing the colored Nazi. They were telling them stop dressing up like that. This is over. Become anti-Nazis. Become Nazi punks. Infiltrate. They're from the underground, dominating the blue, the alpha from mastermind, from the collective mind space, from your personal mind space. They can affect you, and they tend to be dominant. They have to dominate. A lot of them are narcissists. The narcissists cannot function unless they dominate. And they will never stop trying to dominate you. So that's what we have to get rid of, is this narcissistic domination. And that leads to fascism, that adds intimidation and violence and and sabotage the good night, okay, and trims the cedars. And every time a head sticks out, they trim it. It's anti-hero, and the hero would be the one that would be a natural leader that doesn't try to be leader, but always ends up being the leader. It's the person you usually scapegoat. It's the Christ, fascism, or the Christian church, same thing. The Christian church imposed fascism in a religious theological way, scaring people to live through hell. We don't walk around scaring people of a catastrophe. They're always scaring us, the resistance. So all cops, I would say A.C.A.B is all cats are beautiful now. Because the cops, you have to fuck. You have to love them. Love them and make them love what you want. When you feel the love, the gun is in your hands until you pull one out. Or you pull something destructive out. So don't lose your gun. I didn't say the whole word on the trigger. The trigger is where you write stuff you want them to love. I said love on the trigger, so they will love, because they are sons of anarchy. They're our sons, and whoever's black is father, and is a puppet master and a good soul. So the thing with manifestation is to attract attention with number and to peacefully deliver a message while taking control of the mind space and the states from beneath, like a white blood cell engulfing or surrounding the Iron Cross. I mean, surrounding a bacteria or virus or something that's pathogene, but that's carrying bad genes, like virus. So you, from underneath you, surround, imitate, and digest, like they were doing. Fascism was doing the copycat, the mockingbird. That's why in Hunger Games, there's the mockingbird. And why they're in the dome with a movie is because that's how reality works. And when you're a creator, you can affect reality and transform reality and influence evil until evil dissolves. Um, so the cops you must not confront, because that is the way to lose, because they'll get the guns and the gas out, and if it goes further, it'll be martial law and big guns. And then what do you get? Civil war until one gun gang reestablishes a totalitarian control. So, and the people are not equipped with weapons and cannot stand facing the army. So you don't. Why even try? You may as well copy them, like what they like, and they'll start liking what you like. And that's why people are starting to love metal and stuff like that, because metal's been putting it on the love. So that's what love is used for, to transform it. It's not to fuck it up. It's not to destroy it. It's not to kill it. Although love kills it if it is evil. Because when the wires touch, when the wires touch, when the wires touch on the antenna of the unicorn, well, they die. They'll be drinking and smoking or looking at something deadly if they're pricks and assholes. So use your power and control power from below. Yes, they have. Did you see what they did with Trump? What we did with Trump, we rose. We're in a revolution. A revolution never stops unless destruction is used. Then one side gets destroyed and the other dominates. That's not what you want that to happen. You're not equipped with Molotov cocktails to deal with army or cops. They'll kick your ass. And so, and if there's police brutality and that you're peaceful and pacific, well, let the brutality speak for itself, but do not answer. They're trying to provoke you into error. Do not riot. Riot is bad. Fascists promote A.C.A.B and riots. People that hate cops, even in an anarchist state, you will still need to protect yourself against evil. And evil will not stop itself from doing evil stuff. So you have to have a protection against that. And that's what laws are for. The freedom you can still access, total freedom, by being in the righteous path, even if there's laws. And the laws, who would want somebody that destroys or ruins or monopolizes or that acts with greed or something like that, and that jealousy and that does evil thing, even though sometimes he's nice? You know that fundamentally that person is doing evil stuff. Why would you want that in an anarchist state? People would automatically fight against such a person. So there's a moral law and a collective consciousness that represents the universe and a mind space within the universe, and anarchism. Anarchism is in your head. It's either freedom or a dictator. If you're right wing extremist, you will live your reality. The people will tell you what you wanted to hear. You wanted a right wing controlled place, that's what you'll get at the pyramid on the bottom of the new social structure. People will be intimidating you, cutting, and you will be following your alpha master and working for your alpha master. And you can even use the redheads to smash evil if you want, and you can act like a fascist to smash evil. So, and fascism, everything has a place in anarchy because it's freedom. But moral, reason, and virtue are principles and values we sustain. Equality, it's a little touchy to talk about equality. Equality of mental freedom and happiness, but I think people still need to differentiate themselves and not be extremely egalitarian like the Tibetan monks that where they all look the same. People tend to need an identity, and and then we have to get rid of whatever is greed related. Human greed feeds the ego and our image. Fascists and narcissists really care about their image and what they look like, and they always look very, very good, and they're the one yelling in the crowd, and they're the best friends, because on Big Macs, it's made on sesame buns. Sesame buns in bird language is in French. Sesame is his friends. Buns are maids, but they're maids because they're they're women being jerked off on from men above in their YouTubes. If I could allow myself some bird language. Those Arabs that said that, that's actually true. When you speak the war resistance language, well, women are in YouTubes because you was evil. And so it's tubes with evil people, evil blue ones. Because they were all blue. There wasn't any evil red ones. Oh, yeah, there was some. They had a red arm sometimes. The Rock has a red arm. Mr. Crack. Uh, so, yeah. So, to come back, so don't A.C.A.B cops. People that A.C.A.B cops are fascists. Love cops and teach them what they should, how to act. And then control the mind space, the government mind space, like they did in Chile, where they crawled on the statue and showed they made it on top. The mass, everybody yelling together at the same time, and and just aiming at the king or whatever will the president, I mean, uh, will take possession of his mind. Look at Trump, how he changed. It's crazy how Trump changed. And he is crazy right now because we drive his nuts. And but he actually, first videos I saw him when he got all open and under control, under anarchist control, because that's what the channelers we do is we. It's anarchist control. That's anarchy for me, anyways. Anarchy is that shadow, that black space between the right and the left face, keeping them from fighting and maintaining equality between right and left and collaboration. So right wings is capable of doing really nice stuff, but it is egoists that tend to be on that side because they want their person and their self to look good. And it's an image thing, it's a vanity thing, it's a luxury thing, it's a materialist, capitalist way. And actually, I figure that right wing in an equalitarian society would dissolve. And by eliminating greed and ego and image, the importance we put in image and what we look like, we put that aside, we'll make a lot better society where people can still have an identity, live freedom, because freedom goes with good. And you're even free to act evilly, but you'll be anarchy will confront you to yourself. Reality and the universe will answer according to what you deserve. The collective consciousness will answer according to what you deserve. You will be confronted to yourself. you are going to learn how it is to live with somebody like you that does what you do, that does evil things. Once you live through those evil things, you don't feel like doing evil anymore because you've suffered through them. And by suffering and trauma, you'll end up learning the right way, the left way, the one way. So nothing's a one way. There's a hole at the end of the tunnel in the A space, the collective mind space, area I call, because we all are Aryan if we want. It's an awakening and a rebirth to become Aryan. And Nazis would do that ceremony. I think it's in Liechtenstein or something. But they had a cave or a church kind of thing where there was a body-shaped holes in the cement, in the dirt. And they would lay in there, the SS would lay in there, and they would die and get reborn into Aryans. And the Aryans were actually Indo-Aryans and were brown, darker skin than I have, like Hindus, and brown hair. So Aryan has, because they probably had the swastika is a symbol of life, and I can't remember exactly what the swastika means, but it's for me it's some sort of flower, a flying star. When you have the swastika, you're in a position of power, and the swastika could be one of them Hindu gods with his arms. I don't know. We'd have to ask Buddhists and that, because this wasn't the point of discussing the swastika. Uh, so to come back with the cops, and beware of riot starters, and the riot starters will identify themselves whether they like it or not. And we'll hear saying, "I'm a riot starter," and we'll be able to identify them. And do not promote violence or riots or Molotov or whatever, because you don't want to have. It's not the infrastructure you want to destroy to rebuild. Eins zu die Neubauten. One of the principles of chaos is destroy to rebuild, but that's the internal pyramid we have to destroy. We destroyed, but we shrunk and left at the bottom to whoever wants and believes in that. But that's elitist, and it favorizes, and it just helps the 1%. Fascism at the end of the road. It's a snake eating its tail, because no matter what, eventually the mass will take over. And if they destroy everything, we'll just eat the rich. So they think they're cannibals. Fuck you, we're the mass. We eat, you don't. Uh, if you destroy the fuck out of the bees and all that. So I wish no Black Summer shows up. Eh? Now imagine a riot and a Black Summer, just like Black Mondays. So riot is when you lost. Start a riot if you want to lose. And then break all those buildings and infrastructure that you're going to have to rebuild. Why break something that's standing? The only reason I could picture is to cost money to billionaires, to have them pay 10 grand to fix the windows. So what a dent. You know, you have to break a hell of a lot of stuff to hurt McDonald's. So, or Amazon, or whatever. So, even breaking corporate property doesn't really make anything. It just gives them a reason to arrest you. Like, well, that's why Ronald McDonald is striped red and white, because they're imitating an activist. We get imprisoned all the time because they fool us into a police confrontation where you lose and where you get criminal record, your future's screwed. And I had a cop because I had a red square that, in Quebec with the red squares were to get Charest, our corrupt politician, out. But when they knew I was a red square, they busted me for 0.03 of weed, or zero point 0.3, a third of a gram. It had slipped between my cards. There was nothing in there. He gave me a criminal record because I was a red square. So don't screw around with the police. They're the screws. And don't try to oblige them or hurt them or whatever. No, love them and make them understand and use the right here pad. When somebody says right here, that's where you write. See your stomach expresses somewhere when you say right here. See where the bottom of your stomach goes right here. Well, that's the dough you write on. That's flour and water. They put the flour, we serve the water. Serve the water. Johnny serves the water. So I'd forget about Molotov theory. I'd forget about Riot. I'd forget police brutality. And just don't confront the state. Take control of it from underneath. Occupy. That's what they mean by occupy. They're occupying the YouTubes right now. And they're our sons. So write on them. Write on the love and give them love. They can't do anything bad and argue if you're just loving them. They'll see that what you were giving is love. You never tried anything nasty. They earned something nasty by being nasty. You never had the intention to do something nasty, even if something nasty happens. Don't fuck with someone indestructible, yo. Okay, so that was the word from the king. So please don't destroy this marvelous realm, and just fuck authority, fuck the system, fuck order, to put it back into order, and fuck chaos so it doesn't destroy order. And fuck Satan, because Satan is chaos and wants to destroy order. And order is equilibrium, is balance between love and hate. And evil, if we all love one another, will dissolve. And corruption will follow with it. So we have to get up there, get on that horse, and ride the goddamn horse. Learn how to ride a horse. Go to school. This is your school for horseback riding. The president is a horse. So ride the horse, like they ride Trump. Trump changed a lot. At first he was pushing his wife away and he connected to this other person. And she would be connected to one of his senators or something. Because when you feel the energy, you see all those connections between people that we have to rewire. All the dynamic, the order in which people call each other is faulty. You have to bypass and put good into that sequence. Because it's just rats squeezing together and keeping us from moving on. So we have to undo those rats, and that's what I'm doing every time I go out, synchronizing rats. So that you'll learn. I hope you end up with some schooling, and I hope that little voice of mine makes it to your ears when I show you how to grind some black and get your whiskey and rum going and flowing, and to grind that old fascist fort down. Just grind it. So Don't destroy, don't attack, just fuck. Is it that complicated to fuck? Marry them. That's what they did to me. They married me and destroyed my life. Well, do the same to them. Marry them and destroy their life. They'd give their life away to be with somebody they didn't love just to destroy them. And the motherfucker. So just do the motherfucker to them. Fuck their girlfriends. And put your egg where it's supposed to hatch. Take control of the egg and the woman. Women is the key. So remember that they're the sons of anarchy. Sun shining bright in the sky with the stars. So love your sons and command what you want by occupying and taking control of the system by fucking hard and up the ass if it needs to. So happy fucking and fuck all. Sometimes fuck the system, fuck Satan, fuck chaos, fuck riots, fuck the police, fuck politicians, fuck Israel, fuck everything that looks wrong. It's as simple as that. Just fuck. When you don't feel it, that person's not lying or doesn't have much problems. Depends on how much space you have. So we're creating all this freedom of action. See, I could go here. There's a bit in the front because I have lots of problems to fix. But all that freedom before you start going click, 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 all that freedom you have, that's freedom. That's anarchy that gave you this freedom. That's freedom. Freedom from mind control. Freedom from being a puppet. Sometimes we're all puppets. I become a puppet. When they say, I don't know what, they said it the other day. I started grinding and working all of a sudden. Music wakes me up and I start working. I'm even a puppet. And I'm the king. So play with the puppets. Imagine 99% playing with 1% puppets and loving them and showing them how to act and treat values. It's as simple as that. Put anarchy in their head. Dans ta tête. Dans ta tête. In your head. That is anarchy. Choose freedom or dictator. You're free to choose. But moral stands. And we will always need a collectivity of selected persons to manage the anarchist budget of the anarchist community. So politicians need to become anarchists. And anarchy is not the absence of government. Anarchy is a natural balance and a natural way of life that's in your head that goes with consciousness, values, and virtue. And then you're free to be evil if you want. You might live through evil stuff if you do so. You're free. You might get a ticket if you do something evil, because we have to pay for all that. So laws, imagine all those fraud people, how you could get just screwed over real bad if they wouldn't have all those laws protecting people from frauders and identity theft. And a lot of those laws are moral. It's the immoral capitalist bypass laws that you have to take away. The ones that support corporations and multinationals and allow them to go to other paradises to put their money, not even invest in the country, and then whatever helps exploit oil or unprotects forests, like the last president of Canada did. They took sacred land and native lands and national reserves and turned them into I don't know what, but we could put a pipeline through after that. That pipeline we still don't need and want that they're building. Justin plays golf a bit, even though we're supposed to stop playing golf. So take care and just fuck your way away.